Good afternoon and welcome to the Manchester Basketball Centre. We're getting ready for some Division 2 WNBL action between the Manchester Mystics and Team Sunderland. We're just a few minutes away from tip-off. I'm Kaz Bullock and I'll be with you throughout today's game here in Manchester. So the Mystics currently sat at 3-0 in Pool 1 in Division 2. They are looking to keep that streak alive and move to 4-0 today. They played last weekend, which was a win over Tees Valley. They won that one 66-43, and it was a good bounce back from their loss in the National Cup knockout stages, where they fell to Birmingham 53-50 just a couple of weeks ago. So with the cup out of the picture, the Mystics will be focusing on the league and being as successful as they can in their campaign this season. So the Mystics are led by Natalie Lamb in scoring. She has 16.7 points per game. And she had a huge game against Tees Valley last weekend. She had 22 points, 13 in the fourth quarter alone, and 13 of the team's 17 points in that fourth quarter. So Sunderland as well making the trip over to Manchester. They're currently 0-2, still looking for their first win of the season. They had a very close loss to the Manchester Valkyries at the end of October, 57-54, and then lost their first game to Tees Valley 63-37. Their next game is going to be against the Stockport Lapwings on the 3rd of December. So just a minute or so away from tip-off. And starting fives for the teams today. So Sunderland with a very short roster today, only 5 players available. So their starting five will be Gerda Morcanante, Layla Ben-Yahia, Rachel Waters, Shyla Davidson and Asia Buckingham. The Mystics will be going with Captain Niamh Kelshaw, Becky Bellis, Nat Furtado, Becky Illingworth and Rahana Khalil. As we see head coach Rhiann Bailey talking things through there with the team before they come onto the court. Rhiann Bailey, obviously a well-known WBBL legend for the Manchester Mystics, and so much for Manchester and the community here. It's fantastic to have her involved with the Division 2 Mystics in the WNBL. So both teams coming on court. Mystics are in blue today, and we've got Team Sunderland in orange. So it's going to be a tough task for Sunderland today with such a short roster against quite a deep bench from the Mystics team, and Mystics in a very good position this year as well. Made some additions, added Rahana Khalil, obviously National Cup champion with the Stockport Lapwings this year. Adding her in really helps with some veteran leadership, and just she's a knockdown three-point shooter. So when you add that into this core of the Mystics that they've kept together since last season, it makes them a very dangerous team. And like I say, with a deep bench. And leading scorer Natalie Lamb actually coming off the bench. So that shows just how dangerous this team can be. And also some WBBL experience on this Sunderland team as well. So Gerda Morcanante, she played for the Eagles in the WBBL for a few seasons. And I'm sure she'll be sharing that experience with her teammates today. So it'll be Illingworth and Davidson for the tip, and Mystics come away with it. So first possession Mystics. Inside to Illingworth. Kelshaw, great pass inside to Bellis. It's nearly knocked away, but Illingworth comes up with it, and it'll be jump ball. So that is going to go the way of Sunderland. So Ben-Yahia with the inbound over to Morcanante. Benya here against Khalil. Passes it down. Mokanante, shot is up and nothing but net on that one. That's a big 3 to start the game. So 3-0. Sunderland lead. And Bellis tries to answer, can't finish that one. And foul call on the Mystics. First shot's good. And second also good. 5 points for Mokanante. That's Furtado in the corner, pulls up for 3, that one doesn't go. And Buckingham is blocked as she drives to the basket. Kelshaw, Khalil's there on the break. Rahana Khalil, just too strong off the glass. Illingworth with the rebound, taps it over to Bellis. Furtado drives the lane and she's going to get the foul call and head to the line. Nat Furtado with a tough move to the basket. And Nat Furtado with 10 points in last weekend's game against Tees Valley. She's averaging 8.3 so far this season. And another player with WBBL experience playing for the Manchester Mystics the last few seasons. Another great pickup for this D2 team. As she hits the first. And second is also good. Mokanante bringing the ball up for Sunderland. Davidson was calling for it. Furtado intercepts it. Khalil going to slow things down a little bit, wait for the team to catch up. Over to Kelshaw, Illingworth's inside. That's saved by Bellis. Illingworth kicks it out to Kelshaw. Khalil's there, she's got space, she fires. And that one doesn't drop. Now, we've seen Rahana Khalil make that shot. She likes that shot. As Mokanante pulls up and nails another 3. All 8 points from Sunderland. Sunderland have come from her today. 8-2 Sunderland lead. Kelshaw to Khalil. Khalil with the pass inside, stolen away by Waters. Mokanante, another 3. That one's not going to drop, and it's going to go out of bounds. Mystics ball. Hey, if you're hot, you're hot. You've got to shoot that. Maddie Owen is getting ready to check into the game for the Mystics, and Becky Illingworth will head to the bench. So 8-2, we've got 7:20 to go in the first half. Sorry, 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Bellis, she's doubled. Makes some space. Furtado swings it round to Kelshaw. Kelshaw drives the lane. That's kicked out of bounds, so it's going to stay with the Mystics. Kelshaw with the inbound. Over to Khalil. Swings it round to Bellis. Kelshaw inside to Furtado. Furtado high off the glass, doesn't get that to drop. Owen grabs the rebound, kicks it back out. Bellis for 3. That one's a bit too strong. And Sunderland come up with it. Maddie Owen steals it away. Furtado can't get hers to drop. Another great offensive board though for the Mystics. Swings it round to Khalil. Furtado all alone. drives to the basket, scoop layup's no good, and another offensive board for the Mystics. And that is going to be a foul on Sunderland. And obviously that is going to be something so that's 2 fouls on Shyla Davidson, and that is obviously going to be difficult for Sunderland with such a short roster today. You don't want anyone getting into foul trouble. So Kelshaw with the inbound. Bellis' shot is up, and that's no good. Owen with another offensive board. Khalil, she's looking for some help. And ball is knocked away. Mystics doing a fantastic job offensive rebounding here. Khalil, there's 2 to shoot. Owen puts it up. 3 from Addie Owen. That doesn't go, and Sunderland get a chance to answer. Benya here going against Furtado. Inside to Buckingham. Owen to Furtado, swings it round. Great ball movement from the Mystics as Bellis' 3 is up, and that is good. First 3 of the game for Becky Bellis. Takes Sunderland to an 8-5 lead. We got 5:44 to go. And Mystics doing a great job offensively on the offensive rebounds. I don't know how many possessions they had, how many second chance possessions they had on that one, but that's going to be something really encouraging that the Mystics want to see. That they're able to do that to get those second chance possessions. You obviously want to convert on them. They may have had a few too many more chances than Coach Rhiannon Bailey would have liked, but they got there in the end. So teams will be back on court, and Sunderland have a 3-point lead. All of their 8 points coming from Gerda Morcanante, hitting 2 big threes and a couple of free throws. So it's going to be end line Sunderland ball. As Davidson inbounds over, Khalil tries to knock it away. Something else that will have been really beneficial for the Mystics as well is just the defensive attitude of Rahana Khalil. She takes so much pride in her defence. We saw it in the National Cup when she was playing with Stockport, and this is a Mystics team that are really, really high on defence, and adding Rahana to that mix as well just makes them even more difficult as a team to play against. So Khalil on the Morcanante. Morcanante for 3. It's up, and that one's no good. Bellis with the rebound. Over to Khalil. As we see Natalie Lamb into the game for the first time for the Mystics. After her huge game last week against Tees Valley. 22 points, 13 of them in the Mystics 17-point quarter alone. Benya Heyer with the inbound over to Morcanante. She's got Khalil all over her. Passes it out, stolen away by Owen. Owen driving. And she's just going to step out of bounds. Just maybe took 1 step too far. So turnover, ball is back with Sunderland. And we're going to see Holly Bryan into the game. And Becky Bellis going to take a seat. Morcanante working against Kelshaw. Swings it round. Davidson inside to Buckingham. Waters. Nearly had it knocked away by Khalil, she did. Natalie Lamb picks it up, passes it over to Kelshaw. Kelshaw, and can't quite get that one to drop. Unlucky for Niamh Kelshaw on that possession. Rachel Waters, we saw playing with Tees Valley Mohawks in Division 2 last season. Made the move to Team Sunderland this year. Davidson inside, and that's going to be a travel call. That's some great D from Maddie Owen, just to get in the way enough, get her hands on the ball and force a travel call. So Kelshaw controlling things for the Mystics. Swings it round to Bryan. Lamb to Kelshaw, into Owen. Kicks it back out. Bryan drives. Layup doesn't fall, but Owen's there for the rebound. Not going to go, and jump ball call, so that is going to be with the Mystics. Maddie Owen doing a fantastic job rebounding in today's game. Kelshaw somehow gets it into Bryan. Her layup doesn't fall. And Morkanante controlling things for Sunderland. Passes it over to Waters. Waters' shot is up, and that doesn't fall. Khalil with the rebound. And that's going to be a foul on Sunderland. Morkanante, that's her first. Third team foul for Sunderland this quarter. Kelshaw to Bryan. Bryan's dangerous from the three-point line. Khalil over to Lamb. Lamb, she's got space. Shot is up, and that is good. Nothing but net. Natalie Lamb opens her account and ties the game. 8-all, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Lamb chasing after Morkanante. Benya here, shot's no good. Khalil steals it away, and got a technical foul call on Sunderland. So that puts them on 14 fouls, and Khalil is going to be shooting. Apologies, it's going to be Bryan that's shooting, Holly Bryan. And she hits the first. Sorry, so that's technical free throw, so one shot. Holly Bryan made it. Mystics get the ball back. Bit of confusion as to what was going on there. 9-8, Mystics take the lead. Kelshaw over to Bryan. To Lamb. She's got space again, puts the three up, and doesn't get that one to drop. But that's a good look from Natalie Lamb. And it's stolen away by Maddie Owen. Races to the basket and drops it in. Maddie Owen doing a bit of everything today. As we get a substitution, we're going to see Rahana Khalil head to the bench and Isha Naya into the game for the first time for the Mystics. Owen turns and faces for three. That one doesn't go. Ball's tapped out of bounds and going to stay with the Mystics as we see Daisy Bryan check in for the Mystics. Captain Niamh Kelshaw is going to head to the bench. And Sunderland caught with that. Morkanante racing down the court. She's got Lamb on her. Breaks free and drops it in for two. She's got 10. Cuts the lead to 1. Bryan, over to Bryan. Daisy Bryan gets it back. Passes inside to Owen. Owen, scoop layup, doesn't fall. Sunderland get it back. And Owen pressuring. Benya here against Holly Bryan. And Davidson loses it. And we got a jump ball call. Great work from Isha Naya to chase after that one. It's going to be with Sunderland, but great hustle, really good to see. So just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. And that's stolen away by Naya. Bryan's all alone, lays it in. It's 3 points in the game for Holly Bryan. Mystics picking up full court. Waters hands it over to Davidson. Mokanante swings it round. Benyahir shot is up and doesn't fall. Offensive board Sunderland. As Daisy Bryan dives on the floor and forces another jump ball call. So that one is going to go the way of the Mystics. Again, great hustle from the Mystics, chasing after every ball. As Natalie Lamb controls things for the Mystics. Holly Bryan drives inside, floaters up, and that's no good. Naya's there for the rebound. Can't finish. Sunderland come up with it. As Lamb steals it away, and it's just going to get knocked out of bounds, so it's going to stay with the Mystics. Now, Natalie Lamb, we don't have stats in Division 2 for things like rebounds and steals. Natalie Lamb, in my mind, is leading this league in steals. She is fantastic. She comes on, spots up for three there, fakes and drives inside and hits another two. Natalie Lamb has had an incredibly impressive amount of steals in the games that we've seen her play here at the Manchester Basketball Centre. In the first game they played against the Valkyries, she came on and had at least 5. So really fantastic play from Natalie Lamb. And that takes the Mystics lead up to 5. Mokanante working against Daisy Bryan. Steps through, and that's some great D from Maddie Owen. Forces a 24-second shot clock violation, and the Mystics will get the ball back. .30 seconds in the first quarter. Holly Bryan over to Lamb. Naya. And that's going to be travel call on the Mystics. Sunderland with the inbound. You got 2 seconds on the shot on the game clock. And Mystics really pressuring, making it really difficult for them to get the ball inside. Daisy Bryan comes up with it, and she's going to get fouled. So that is going to send her to the line. Daisy Bryan averaging at 2.3 points per game in the league so far. First shot doesn't fall. Second one's short, and Sunderland come up with the rebound. And then, no, Holly Bryan's stolen it away to Maddie Owen, who steps round and can't get that layup to fall. She did everything right on that possession, and a great move to step through to the basket, just couldn't get the finish. That is going to be a foul on the Mystics, foul on Owen. So Sunderland with 14 seconds in the quarter. Mokanante. Off the screen from Waters. She's shown she can shoot from anywhere. Benyahir needs to put something up, and it's blocked. It's a foul call. So she is going to be shooting 2, and that is going to be foul number 1 on Natalie Lamb. And first shot doesn't fall. Second one's good. And shot is up, and not really enough time to get that one off, but that will do it for the end of the first quarter. 15-11, the Mystics lead. They are led by 5 points from Natalie Lamb and 3 points apiece from Becky Bellis and Holly Bryan. Gerda Mokanante leads Sunderland with 10 of their 11 points, and Layla Benyahir has the other one. So a strong start from the Mystics in this quarter. A little bit of a slow start originally in the first couple of minutes, allowing Sunderland to take an 8-2 lead. I think they soon realised that, you know, they're probably the team in the better position, the deeper bench. They've got a whole roster to get through. They don't need to try and conserve any energy because they've got a long game left to play. Sunderland, really powered by Morcanante in this one. Need to be careful not to get into too much foul trouble, especially with, well, no substitutions. So it'll be very difficult for them if anyone does get into foul trouble. And we can see there on the screen, we've got Loic Puale of the Manchester Magic, who had a great game yesterday against the Bradford Dragons. So great to see the support in the crowd. As the Mystics and Sunderland come back on the court. So about to get the second quarter underway. It's going to be a Sunderland ball. So Rachel Waters with the inbound. Over to Buckingham, nearly stolen away. Waters gets it back, spins, passes it out. Buckingham steps back for three, shot is up, and that one's no good. Illingworth grabs the rebound for the Mystics. Daisy Bryan, over to Holly Bryan. Thought about the three, passes it out. Tuck, driving baseline, spins out to Illingworth. 7 on the shot clock. And knocked away by the Mystics, so it's going to go back with Sunderland. Benya here, going against Bryan. Hands it over to Morcanante. Steps through and turnover Sunderland, so ball is back with the Mystics. Holly Bryan swings it around to Grace Tuck. Tuck pulls up from the shoulder, doesn't fall. Owen gets another offensive board, passes it back out, swings it round. Tuck for three, shots up, and it's good. Grace Tuck with a big three for the Mystics. And we've seen Grace Tuck shoot that shot. She's deadly from three. 18-11 Mystics lead with just under 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Waters passes out. That shot doesn't fall. Daisy Bryan grabs the rebound. Over to Holly Bryan, into Illingworth. Illingworth spins, nice footwork, just can't get it to drop. Buckingham driving, kicks it back out. Morcanante. That's going to be a foul on Daisy Bryan. Her first for the Mystics. First team foul for the Mystics this quarter. Morcanante passes inside. Benya here, can't finish. Bryan grabs the rebound. Over to Tuck. Inside to Holly Bryan, passes it out to Daisy Bryan. Owen going against two Sunderland players. Keep going, puts the shot up. Too strong off the glass. Daisy Bryan grabs the rebound, passes it over to Holly. And off the glass and in. Holly Bryan with a tough shot that she just made look easy. Takes the Mystics to a 9-point lead. 5 points in today's game for Holly Bryan. Buckingham. Stolen away by Bryan. Bryan on the break. Holly Bryan off the glass. Doesn't get it to fall, gets her own rebound, puts it back, tries again. Third time, doesn't go. Unlucky for Holly Bryan, but great hustle to try and grab the rebound. Morcanente drives. She's blocked. Illingworth pulls down the rebound. Mystics on the break. Maddie Owen, there's no one there, all the way. 4 points for Owen. Increases the Mystics' lead to 11. Morcanente hands it off to Buckingham. Buckingham against Bryan. That's a tough shot and she gets it to fall. .36 to go in the second quarter. Owen looks inside to Illingworth. Passes back out. Owen's shot is up and that's just too short. Going to be knocked out, so back with Sunderland. And the fact that the Mystics are such a threat from inside and outside is causing problems for Sunderland. As you can see, as soon as they reach in to double Illingworth inside, you've got an open shot available from anyone behind the three-point line or the long two, and there's a lot of shooters on this team and it's so difficult to try and counter as Morcanente just carries the ball on that possession, so it's going to be a turnover. Tuck into Illingworth. Furtado's there, powers through. And that's going to be blocking foul on Sunderland, so Nat Furtado is going to head back to the line. As Natalie Lamb checks into the game for Daisy Bryan. First shot doesn't fall. And second one's good for Nat Furtado. Increases the Mystics' lead to 10. Waters over to Morcanente. Shots up, and that is good. Another huge three. And Natalie Lamb answers on the other end with 2 more points. Morcanente working against Khalil. Great pass inside to Buckingham. Hands it off, and Benya here can't finish, but what a pass inside. The awareness there from Morcanente. As Sunderland want a timeout, want to talk things over. It is a 25-16 lead for the Mystics here in the second quarter. We got 5:40 to go. Now the Mystics are led by 7 points from Natalie Lamb and 5 from Holly Bryan. Gerda Morcanente has 13. So the next Mystics game back here in the Manchester Basketball Centre is not going to be until February the 5th. That is going to be against the Sheffield Elites. But the team are back in action away against the Sheffield Hatters on December the 4th. Now that is going to be a good one. That is going to be a rematch of the playoff final from April 2022, where the Hatters took home the trophy. So Lamb into Khalil. Over to Tuck, Khalil gets it back. Inside to Illingworth. She's triple teamed, blocked there, but Furtado comes up with the ball. Tuck pulls up for three, and that's not going to go. The travel call on that possession. Now some good ball movement from the Mystics. Obviously didn't end in a score, but they're doing a good job working the ball around outside. Buckingham inside, stolen away by Khalil. Khalil, she's got a choice there. Grace Tuck drives all the way and drops it in. It's 5 points for Grace Tuck so far. That's a season high for her. As Morkanante drives, passes it down. Ben Yahya shot is up and it's good. Count it, and the foul. She's going to head to the line. That's a big bucket for Sunderland. And that foul was on Grace Tuck. That's her first. And the shot doesn't go for Sunderland. At least still at 8 for the Mystics. Khalil. To Tuck. Tuck driving, steps through, passes to Illingworth. Going baseline, pull-up jumper is good. And Becky Illingworth's first points of the game. Morkanante. She's got Lam and Khalil on her. Passes out to Waters, 8 on the shot clock. Shot is up, and that doesn't go. Illingworth grabs the rebound, and Nat Furtado with some fantastic boxing out on that possession. Tuck inside to Illingworth. It's knocked away. Waters comes up with it. And that's just going to be lost out of bounds, so Mystics will get the ball back. As we see Niamh Kelshaw and Becky Bellis check into the game. And Grace Tuck and Becky Illingworth head to the bench. So Kelshaw over to Bellis. She's got space, she thought about it, shot is up, and it doesn't fall. But Sunderland need to be a little bit quicker on that one, getting out to Becky Bellis, as she's a dangerous shooter from there. And that's going to be an 8-second violation. Mystics forced a turnover. Some great defense from Nat Furtado against Asia Buckingham on that possession, making it really difficult to get it across the line in time. Lam gets it back to Kelshaw. Kelshaw swings it over to Bellis. Bellis inside to Khalil. Lam, she's got loads of time. Shot is up, and that one's too strong. Chased down, rebound by Khalil. As the ball didn't hit the rim, so that is going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. The ball hit the top of the basket, the top of the board. It needs to hit the rim for the 24-second shot clock to renew. Morkanante against Khalil. Pass is stolen away by Natalie Lam. All alone, powering down the court and lays it in for 2. And that takes Natalie Lam to 9 points in today's game, and the Mystics to a 12-point lead. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Ben Yahya. Over to Waters. Inside, gets it back. Ben Yahya with a tough shot, doesn't get that one to fall. Lam swings it around to Kelshaw. Furtado's inside, working. Can't get the shot to drop. She somehow manages to get her own rebound. Khalil taps it away, but Sunderland come up with it. Waters, Morkanante's there. Layup doesn't go. Just ran out of court a little bit. And Khalil with the easy layup, or a layup that she makes look easy, that is certainly not easy at all, as she gets fouled and she's going to head to the line. Oh, apologies. That was on. Sorry, that was a offensive foul on Khalil. After the facts. You just see Natalie Lamb all over her player, really trying to knock the ball away. She makes a fantastic effort on day. Kelshaw steals it away. Owen's there. Bellis is there. Drives all the way to the basket. Marcanante. Over to Buckingham. Benyahia, shot is up, and that's too strong. Khalil gets the rebound. She's got Lamb running ahead. She's so fast getting down the court. Khalil passes out to Lamb, Furtado. Through, and Khalil just lays it in off the glass. Buckingham against Furtado. And Waters drops that one in for Sunderland. Bellis, high off the glass, doesn't go, but Khalil gets the rebound. So Mystics with a fresh 14. Bellis, 3 is up, and that's too strong. Waters gets the rebound for Sunderland. And backcourt violation. Mystics ball, as we see Holly Bryan and Isha Naya into the game for the Mystics. Natalie Lamb's going to head to the bench, and so is Rahana Khalil. Bryan outside to Daisy Bryan, round to Kelshaw. Bellis thought about the 3, drives baseline, and she's just going to step out of bounds. So Sunderland get lucky on that possession, and they'll get the ball back. .30 seconds in the half. Benyahia. Tapped away by Naya. 3-on-2 break for the Mystics. Holly Bryan can't finish. Kelshaw grabs it. Bellis pulls up. No good. Naya with the rebound. Can't finish on that one. Mystics again doing a great job on the offensive boards. Just not able to convert some of those points. 1 second left, and that shot is no good. That is going to do it for the end of the first half. 37-21 Mystics lead. They're led by 9 points from Natalie Lamb and 5 from Becky Bellis and Holly Bryan. And Mystics having done a good job coming out, firing in the game, and doing a really good job on the offensive boards, able to get, like we say, a lot of second chance points, a lot of second chance opportunities, and obviously in a very good position against a short-handed Sunderland team. So we're going to take a quick break for half time, and we'll be back with you in around 10 minutes time. So welcome back to the Manchester Basketball Centre. We're getting ready for the second half between the Manchester Mystics and Team Sunderland. Manchester currently have a 37-21 lead as we head into the third quarter. They are led by Natalie Lamb on 9 points, and Holly Bryan and Grace Tuck have 5 each, along with Becky Bellis also on 5. So the Mystics playing a rather short-handed Team Sunderland today, with just 5 players on the roster. So they're definitely going to have been pleased for the half-time break, a chance to get their breath back and get things underway in the second half. So make sure to like and subscribe to the Manchester Magic and Mystics YouTube channel. We'll be bringing you all the home games for the Manchester Mystics in Division 2 and the Manchester Magic in Division 1 this season. The Magic are next at home on December the 11th. That is going to be against the Reading Rockets, so check out the live stream or make your way down to the Manchester Basketball Centre in Whalley Range. Come watch it live. It's a great atmosphere, some great basketball on display, and always a lot going on. So teams are back on court, and it's going to be Mystics ball to start the half. Rahana Khalil with the inbound. Kelshaw over to Holly Bryan. Owen back to Bryan. Swings it round. Kelshaw working away inside. Great move from Neve Kelshaw. Can't finish. As Sunderland come up with a rebound. And Morcanante leading the way in scoring for Sunderland. Drives to the basket against Owen. Passes it out to Buckingham. Buckingham off the glass and in. Great start to the second half for Sunderland. Khalil under the basket. Needs to track it back out. Owen passes inside to Furtado. Out to Bryan. Bryan for 3. That just bounces out. And Morcanante going to settle things down for Sunderland. And pass over to Buckingham, just a bit too strong. Like the cut though from Asia Buckingham. Bryan over to Khalil. And I think Bryan was expecting Kelshaw to have been a bit closer than she was, so miscommunication on that one. Turnover, ball is back with Sunderland. Mystics still with a healthy 14-point lead. But as we know, things can change quickly, and still got a lot of basketball left to play. Kelshaw putting on the pressure. Benya here, going against Kelshaw. Out to Waters. That 3 doesn't drop. And it's going to be a travel call on that possession for Sunderland. So Mystics doing a good job pressuring the ball. Owen out to Khalil. Kelshaw inside to Furtado. Furtado steps through. Can't get that to finish, but ball is knocked out by Sunderland, so Mystics will get another chance. Nat Furtado doing a great job of getting to the basket. She's just not been able to finish a couple of them, but they've been tough looks. But she's doing all that hard work and getting there. So we've got a timeout called by Coach Rhiann Bailey. So the Mystics will be back in action here next February. But before then, they'll be taking on the Sheffield Hatters away in Sheffield in that rematch of the playoff WNBL D2 playoff final we saw in April of this year. And I'm sure that Manchester will want to show Sheffield that they're a slightly different team this year. Some new additions. And they're going to definitely go into that one firing. But in today's game, 8 minutes 10 left in the third quarter. And the Mystics up by 14. It is Mystics ball from the end line. And Khalil will inbound. Khalil, long pass to Furtado. Khalil gets it back. And Furtado steps through inside. Again, another tough move to the basket for Nat Furtado, and that one does drop. Increases the Mystics lead to 16. Waters into Morcanante. Great D from Rahana Khalil. And just puts enough pressure on to knock the ball away. Going to stay with Sunderland, but possessions like that, you're just taking time off the clock, frustrating the opposition. Great defending from Rahana Khalil. Waters, long two. That's in and out. Holly Bryan grabs the rebound. Neve Kelshaw steps through, doesn't get that to fall. Holly Bryan grabs the rebound, swings it round to Furtado. Khalil back to Kelshaw, and Owen is there off the glass, can't get that one to drop. Waters against Kelshaw. Over to Buckingham. So inside to Davidson. She's going against Holly Bryan. And shot clock expires. Mystics get it back. Khalil. Bryan inside to Owen. Great pass to Khalil. And she's going to get fouled and head to the line as she was shooting. And Rahana Khalil led the Mystics in points during their National Cup campaign. She had 11 per game. She's averaging 9 in league play so far, so she's going to get 2 shots. First shot's good. And second one doesn't fall. Benya here for Sunderland. And that's stolen by Owen, who powers down the court, manages to get ahead. Maddie Owen off the glass and lays it in. So that's 6 points in the game for Owen. Leads up to 19 for the Mystics, 6:17 to go in the third quarter. And Becky Bellis is going to check in for Neve Kelshaw. And Neve Kelshaw, the captain this season. Also a player with some WBBL experience for the Newcastle Eagles a couple of seasons ago. Benya here inbounds and knocked out, so back with the Mystics. And Neve Kelshaw's talked about that she's excited to see what this group of players can do throughout the season. You know, they've obviously knocked out of the cup, but there's a lot of season to go, and she says she's really looking forward to seeing what this group can achieve, really. And the sky's the limit for them, really. The more they keep playing together, as Bellis puts up a 3, doesn't go. Bryan gets the rebound, steps through inside, can't finish the layup. So back with Sunderland. But the remaining players from this Mystics team that were in that playoff final last season against Sheffield will definitely want to get back there. They've tasted it, and they want to going to be back there in April. As Khalil knocks it away into the hands of Holly Bryan. Over to Bellis. Becky Bellis with the layup. And Sunderland want a timeout, want to talk things over. So 44-23. Mystics having increased their lead very quickly in the last couple of minutes. 21 points. 21-point lead for them in the third quarter. So the Mystics leading the way in scoring is Natalie Lamb on 9 and Becky Bellis on 7. Don't have the stats for Sunderland, but on our last count we had Gerda Morcanante had 13. So we got 5:33 to go in the third quarter. As teams come back on court. It's going to be Sunderland ball at the end line. As Mystics put it on a press. Morcanante. She goes against Khalil. Spins, passes over, and it's going to be a foul on Rahana Khalil. She's like, yep, sorry, that was me. That's her first team foul for the Mystics this quarter. And the last home game we saw a couple of Mystics getting into a bit of early foul trouble against Birmingham, so that's definitely something they're going to have been looking at during practice as Morcanante kicks it out to Buckingham. Her three is up, and that is good. Takes Sunderland to 26. Owen to Furtado. Furtado with the floater. Mystics just answering straight back after Sunderland score. Waters inside to Buckingham. Davidson shots up and she hits. Some quick baskets for Sunderland. Bryan over to Khalil. She's got space underneath the basket and lays it in. Mystics back up to 20-point lead, and that is going to be a backcourt violation on Sunderland. As Natalie Lamb and Becky Illingworth check in. And Rahana Khalil and Nat Furtado head to the bench. Grace Tuck also into the game for Holly Bryan. And unfortunately, Sunderland not going to be able to make some similar substitutions, playing with a short roster of just 5 players today. Bellis into Owen. That's stolen away. Bellis gets it back. Illingworth with the long two. Shots up, and it's good. .22-point lead for the Mystics. And Bellis steals that one away. Keeps it inside. Lamb's ahead of her. Natalie Lamb off the glass and in. 11 points for Natalie Lamb. Tuck picks up Buckingham and knocked away by Illingworth. It's going to stay with Sunderland, but again, that's the kind of great defensive possession you want to see. Just knocking that ball away, taking seconds off the clock and frustrating the offensive team. Benya here over to Waters. She gets it back inside, out to Buckingham. And that's going to be a foul call on Bellis. Her second. Oh, apologies, that's on Owen. That's on Maddie Owen, so that's her second. And first shot doesn't fall for Asia Buckingham. Second one short as well, but Sunderland get the offensive board. And another chance, that one doesn't fall. Owen comes up with the rebound over to Lamb. Lamb to Bellis. Bellis steps through. I think the foul was before the shot. Foul is on 11, Asia Buckingham for Sunderland. Yeah, foul was before the shot, so it's end line Mystics ball. Lamb with the inbound to Bellis. Knocked out, it's going to stay with the Mystics. Lamb over to Tuck. Tuck manages to save it in, does she? Yes, she does. Over to Bellis. Lamb's in the corner, 4 seconds to shoot. And just stepped out of bounds, so turnover Mystics. That is going to go back with Sunderland. Again, Mystics really putting on the pressure here, picking up full court. Morcanante to Waters. Buckingham. Inside to Davidson. She's got Mystics players all over her. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Morcanante puts it up. Doesn't drop. Davidson gets the rebound. Can't finish. And Natalie Lamb comes up with it. Over to Tuck. Bellis. Tuck for three. That doesn't drop. And Tuck taps it away. Great D from Grace Tuck. And just at the end there, just gets called for the foul. She was doing a great job defensively, able to tap the ball away, and just a little reach too far just towards the end. So just over 2 minutes to go in the third, 52-28, Mystics lead. Morcanante inside. Davidson spins, can't finish, saves it in, but into the hands of Maddie Owen. Owen driving all the way under the basket. That's not going to fall, but she gets her own rebound again. Lamb steps back, three is up, and that is good. Natalie Lamb steps back for three. She's got 14. Buckingham out to Benya here. She's got Owen on her. And Owen again grabs onto the ball, able to force the travel call. Another huge basket at the other end from Natalie Lamb. I'm getting so used to seeing this here at the Manchester Basketball Centre. Bellis, three's up, and that's short. Lamb gets the rebound, manages to tap it over, but into the hands of Sunderland. Benya here driving. He's got to stop and swing it out. Gets it back, going against Tuck. Davidson picks up, ball's in and out. And not going to drop. Owen with the rebound, fighting for it, trying to get it out to one of the Mystics players. And it's going to be a jump ball call, so it's going to stay with Sunderland. Mystics really hustling. Davidson inside to Buckingham, stolen away. Grace Tuck with the steal, passes it over to Illingworth. Bellis, Lamb's there. Lamb taps it in. Just under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mystics with a 29-point lead. Benya here, tough shot. Fading away. I think she was surprised she knocked that one down. Lamb, 10 seconds, stolen away. Buckingham. Lamb's there, picks her up. Nearly steals it back. Morcanante. She doesn't get it to fall, but she's going to head to the line. So just 3.2 to go, and that is going to be foul number 3 on Maddie Owen for the Mystics. That's good, and Morcanante shoots 2. First shot is no good. Second one doesn't go, and Illingworth grabs the rebound. Just 1 second to go. They're going to have to run out the clock, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. The Mystics have a 57-30 lead over Team Sunderland with 1 quarter to go. Natalie Lamb leading the way from all scorers with 16 points in the game so far, followed by Becky Bellis and Rahana Khalil on 7 apiece. So, Mystics really starting to take control here in the third quarter, and you've got to think, fatigue's going to play a little bit into that, especially with Sunderland, as we've said, not having any substitutions available for today's game, playing as a 5, and credit to them, they're doing a very good job whilst short-handed and not letting up at all. Good, and Morcanante really leading the way for the team. And Sunderland are going to be playing next weekend. They're going to be taking on the Stockport Lapwings as the Manchester Mystics head to Sheffield to face the Sheffield Hatters. So if you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe to the Manchester Magic and Mystics YouTube channel. We'll be bringing you all the home games for the D2 Mystics and the D1 men, the Magic, this season. So any home game, catch it on the YouTube channel. So teams coming back on court. Mystics are going with Kelshaw, Holly Bryan, Daisy Bryan, Natalie Lamb and Isha Nair. And Sunderland, obviously no subs, so Buckingham, Davidson, Waters, Benyahir and Morcanante. And playing a full 40 minutes is a tough ask. It really is. So massive credit to Sunderland for keeping up the pace. Kelshaw to Bryan. That doesn't go. Davidson with the rebound. Bryan pressuring her, trying to get free, and Natalie Lamb dives in, nearly steals it away, but it's knocked out of bounds. And you can tell by her reaction, she knows she can get that. She can get to that ball, she can get that steal. Benyahir looking to hand it off. Morcanante nearly stolen away by Kelshaw. But Mystics doing a good job as well, taking the time off the clock. So just 6 seconds left for Sunderland to get a shot off. Morcanante, 3 to shoot, needs to put something up, pulls up for 3 and hits at the buzzer. Good, and Morcanante with a massive 3 for Sunderland. Lamb inside to Bryan, swings it around to Nair. Daisy Bryan, she's just going to step out of bounds. That corner's been a little bit problematic today for a few players. Morcanante for Sunderland. Nearly stolen away again by Lamb. The amount of times Lamb puts pressure on the ball like that, and whether she comes away with the steal or not, she's really making it difficult for her player to get something off. And great spin move from Shayla Davidson. Really tough move to the basket. Kelshaw inside to Holly Bryan. There's going to be a foul on Morcanante. That's her second. So Holly Bryan heads to the line to shoot 2. First shot's good. And makes a second as well. And Holly Bryant, again, another player playing with the WBBL Manchester Met Mystics this season. As Lamb steals it away. Lamb's all alone on the break. Lamb lays it in. 18 points for Natalie Lamb in today's game. As that pass is a bit errant from Sunderland, and it's a turnover, so back with the Mystics. I would like to see the stats, how many points Natalie Lamb has after steal she's forced to. She pulls up for three. That one doesn't drop. Buckingham passes it out. Benyahia, she's got Daisy Bryan on her. Benyahia driving through, and that is a foul on Daisy Bryan. It's her second. Benyahia is going to head to the line and shoot two. First shot doesn't fall. Second does. Takes Sunderland to 36. Holly Bryan over to Kelshaw. Loses control of that one, so ball is back with Sunderland. Mokanante going against Lamb. Benyahia pulls up for three. That one doesn't go. Sunderland grab the rebound. Naya steals it away. Lamb's ahead of her on the break. Natalie Lamb lays it in again. Natalie Lamb having a fantastic performance today. 20 points. And she does a fantastic job of getting down the court, getting ahead of her players, getting ahead of the rest of the team. So she puts herself in the right position to be ready for that pass. And Waters just steps out of bounds. It's those corners, and you probably see on the stream, sometimes when you've got a few lines on the court, it can be difficult to see where the court ends and other courts start. But that's been a little bit problematic for teams today. Lamb controlling things for the Mystics. Over to Kelshaw. Bryan gets it inside. Naya to Holly Bryan. Off the glass. Holly Bryan lays it in. So 65-36, Mystics lead with 6:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Mokanante. Benyahia driving, and great block from Daisy Bryan, who comes away with it, passes it over to Holly Bryan. Kelshaw's there, and Kelshaw can't finish on the layup. And pass over to Benyahia, just a bit too strong, so Sunderland will turn it over. And you wonder if tired legs are maybe becoming a factor for Sunderland here with just their 5 players on the roster. Kelshaw inside to Naya. Daisy Bryan swings it round to Lamb. Lamb. Kelshaw, 7 seconds to shoot. Kelshaw with the floater, that doesn't drop. And that's going to be a foul on Isha Naya. Going to be her first, as we see Becky Illingworth check into the game, along with Grace Tuck for the Mystics. So Sunderland going to have a timeout as we head into the last 5 minutes 54 of the fourth quarter. Mystics with a 29-point lead, and Natalie Lamb leading the way with 20 points for the Mystics. She is having a fantastic game, keeping up her leading scorer for the team, averaging 16.7 points per game this season. Smashing that with 20 already. And we see Becky Bellis and Nat Furtado And Rahana Khalil on 7. Holly Bryan also adding in 9 points as well for the Mystics. So a real all-round team effort for the Mystics today. Something that we see a lot from them, actually. And as I said before, there's such a lot of threats on the bench on this team. When you have Natalie Lamb coming off the bench, you've got no respite from the scoring barrage that she's going to bring you. So such depth, and it's great to see on this Mystics team. So team's back on court. As we get things underway. Grace Tuck and Becky Illingworth back in the game for the Mystics. Waters hands it over to Morganante, gets it back. Buckingham. Long pass over to Benyahea. She pulls up for 3. That one's short. Buckingham going to get fouled by Illingworth. So she's going to be shooting 2 at the line. First shot short. And second one eventually drops. Kelshaw into Bryan. Passes back out. Kelshaw tucks there. 3 is up, and that doesn't go. Daisy Bryan with the rebound, passes it over to Holly. Kicks it out to Kelshaw, 6 seconds to shoot. Kelshaw, Daisy Bryan, shots up, and that is good for Daisy Bryan. That's her first points of the game. Takes the Mystics back to a 30-point lead. Morganante hands it off, and that is going to be a travel call, just one step too many. Kelshaw into Illingworth. She's doubled. Tough move from Becky Illingworth to get to the basket. She's going to get fouled as she heads to the line. First league game of the season for Becky Illingworth. She's had a good run in the cup games. Had a real impact in those ones, especially against Bromsgrove, as the first shot doesn't fall. The second one's good. Just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Benyahea, great move from Holly Bryan, able to force the turnover. And Bryan just able to stand in possession, keep her ground, and force a travel call. Kelshaw, Illingworth alone under the basket, turns and drops it in. As Mystics going to have a substitution, Rahana Khalil, Maddie Owen and Nat Furtado going to check in as Daisy and Holly Bryan head to the bench along with Niamh Kelshaw. Khalil to Tuck. Tuck driving, floaters up, and that's a bit short. Illingworth gets the rebound. She needs some help to get out of it. Owen with a 3, doesn't drop. Illingworth with another rebound. Passes it out, but it's intercepted. Morganante going against Khalil. Morganante steps through. Can't get that to fall. Khalil. She didn't get the rebound, but she forced it to go the Mystics' way. Tuck into Furtado. swings it round. Owen into Illingworth. Furtado. Owen's got it. Out to Tuck. Tuck with space for 3. That one's too strong. Illingworth with another offensive board as she goes up. And she's going to be fouled on the shot just before the 24-second shot clock expires. So Becky Illingworth at the line shooting 2. And that is foul number 3 on Shyla Davidson for Sunderland. Illingworth's first shot doesn't fall. Second one gets a friendly roll. That's 8 points for Becky Illingworth in today's game. Takes the Mystics to 71. Morcanante spins, great pass inside. It's knocked away though. Illingworth over to Khalil. She's got Tuck on her left, and it's just tapped out by Ben Yahir. So Tuck with the inbound. Over to Khalil. Tuck gets it back. Khalil for 3. No good. Becky Illingworth with another offensive board. Puts it back in. Doesn't get it to drop. And Tuck fighting for the rebound, but Sunderland come away with that one. Buckingham. Against Owen. Runs into 2 Mystics players. Great block from Illingworth. Hands it over to Furtado. Back to Khalil. Tuck passes inside to Furtado. Furtado, tough move to get inside again from Nat Furtado. She's going to get fouled, so she's going to be shooting 2. And Sunderland want a timeout before those free throws. So teams will get to talk things over. And when we come back, Nat Furtado is going to be shooting 2. So Mystics with turning things up a little bit here in the second half. 14-point lead at half-time. They've been able to turn that into a nearly 40-point lead as we come into the fourth quarter. And real contributions from everyone on the team on the offensive end and defensive end as well. Maddie Owen and Becky Illingworth doing a fantastic job on the offensive board, something that maybe the Mystics have, obviously they've been winning, but maybe they've not done as well as they would have liked the last few games. So I imagine Coach Rhiannon Bailey's going to be really pleased to see what they've done today. And Natalie Lamb having a great game for the Mystics, 20 points. And like I say, we don't have stats, but loads of steals. I think we just heard Coach Rhiannon Bailey just there saying offensive rebounds. She's she knows what she wants to see. So Nat Furtado shooting 2. First shot's good. And second one bounces out, but she gets her own rebound. Passes off to Owen, whose floater doesn't go. And Sunderland come back up with it. And that is going to be an offensive foul on Morcanante. Great job from Grace Tuck on the defensive side. So 2:38 to go. Khalil. Owen, she's got space there, drives baseline. Shots up, doesn't fall. Illingworth with the rebound. And it's stolen away. And that is going to be foul on Maddie Owen. That's her fourth. Ball stays with Sunderland. Buckingham. It's got Furtado on a pass inside. It is knocked away by Tuck. Going to stay with Sunderland. Again, some great D from Grace Tuck. Mystics have been able to do that all game, just knock the ball out, just take those seconds off the shot clock, just really frustrate the offense of Sunderland by making them have to reset. And that's intercepted by Illingworth, hands it over to Khalil. Furtado's ahead of her. Nat Furtado lays it in. That gives Nat Furtado 10 points. As a turnover just steps out of bounds again in that corner for Sunderland. So 37-point lead for the Mystics, just under 2 minutes to go. Owen into Illingworth. Illingworth turns and fires and nails it. That's 10 points for Becky Illingworth. And that last foul was on the Mystics, so Asia Buckingham shooting 2. Mystics and Sunderland both on team fouls for the rest of the quarter. First shot is short. Second one also short. And ball's out of bounds, so Mystics will get it back. 1:46 to play. Khalil over to Owen. Owen drives baseline. Shots up, doesn't go. And knocked out of bounds, so it stays with the Mystics. Owen into Illingworth. Illingworth with a tough move to the basket. She's going to get fouled, so she's going to head back to the line. And a great game from Becky Illingworth today, 10 points so far. And we don't know how many she has, but she's got a lot of offensive rebounds. First shot's no good. And second one doesn't fall either. Ben Yahia with the rebound for Sunderland. She's guarded by Tuck. Khalil knocks it away inside. Furtado comes away with it. Tuck's there. Tuck, 1-on-2. Off the glass and finishes. Grace Tuck with a great move. Morcanante. And that pass is just too strong. Ball is back with the Mystics. Grace Tuck with 7 points in today's game. And a great move from her to get to the basket against 2 Sunderland players and finish. So Khalil, just over a minute to go, hands it over to Owen. Illingworth inside. Furtado working. Khalil's there for the rebound. She's going to get fouled and head to the line. And Rahana Khalil, a National Cup champion with the Stockport Lapwings this year, in January of this year, when the Division 2 Stockport Lapwings beat the Division 1 Solent Kestrels in an absolutely epic battle of basketball. If you haven't seen that, it is on the Basketball England YouTube channel as Khalil hits her first shot, and I would encourage you to go and watch it. One of the greatest games of basketball that I have seen, and I've watched a lot of basketball. Second shot doesn't fall. Both teams struggling a little bit with the free throws today. 47 seconds to go. 79-37. A 42-point lead for the Mystics. As Furtado nearly taps that away, Buckingham comes up with it and hands it over to Davidson, who can't get it to fall. Owen grabs the rebound, who's powering down the sideline. It's knocked away by Sunderland. And Mystics will get it back with 30.1 seconds on the clock. Owen over to Tuck. Tuck for three. Nails it. Grace Tuck with a big three for the Mystics. 10 points in today's game for Grace Tuck. That's a season high. 11 seconds left. Morcanante looks like she's just going to dribble it down. Yeah, she is. And that is going to do it for today's game. 82-37. A 45-point win for the Manchester Mystics over Team Sunderland. They were led by 20 points from Natalie Lamb, 10 points from Grace Tuck and Nat Furtado and Becky Illingworth. And they have had a real fantastic effort team round, obviously with the benefit of several substitutions that Sunderland unfortunately didn't have, but massive credit to Team Sunderland, who kept fighting until the end. They were obviously very short-handed, and it's tough to have not a single substitution, but credit to them. They fought. They gave the Mystics a tough run in the first few minutes when they took the lead. And Gerda Morcanante, what a fantastic player. Obviously, we've seen her in the WBBL for the Newcastle Eagles, but she's had a fantastic game. And credit to Sunderland, who will be taking on the Stockport Lapwings next weekend. So that will do it from us here at the Manchester Basketball Centre. We'll be back here with you for the next Mystics home game against the Sheffield Elite in February 2023. Until then, the Mystics will be away at the Sheffield Hatters next weekend. So come down and watch, get to Sheffield and watch. And thank you for joining us today. We'll be back with you next time.